Are you a profitable, badass business owner? Or are you a business owner who's just trying to survive? Hey, badass business owners, my name is Tammy, and I'm here to help you grow your business, but more importantly, grow those profits. And today, I want to talk a little bit about why I call this the profitable badass business owner. You see, a badass business owner to me is somebody that's going out there hustling, working really hard, and really trying to grow their business. And I'm going to assume that that's who you are because you're watching this right now because you want to improve your business and you want to get better at your business, or you're listening on the podcast and the same thing applies. So yes, you are a badass business owner, but the question becomes, are you a profitable badass business owner? Now, what do I mean by that? You see, there's a lot of businesses out there that are really working really hard. They're working their tail off and they're barely surviving. They're kind of like got their body underwater and their nose up in the air, and that's how they're gasping for air to keep the thing going. Because every day what they focus on is survival. They want to make sure they can pay the bills. They want to make sure they can get the money out of it that they want to do. And they live job to job. And they really hope that the pricing that they have is going to create some profit for them. Whereas the profitable badass business owner, they think a little bit differently because what they're doing is they've already gone through or they're working on it. So a profitable badass business doesn't necessarily mean they're profitable yet, but their thought process is focused on profit because sales are great. Sales are wonderful. Without sales, you can't have profit. But there's a lot of people that have a lot of sales, but they don't have any profit. That, at the end of the day, they're not making money. They have no money in the bank. They're not profitable, okay? They're survived for whatever time frame that they're doing. And what I want you to do is I want you to think, hey, is my pricing right? Am I making sure that at the end of the day, sales minus cost of goods minus expenses equals profits? Am I making sure that I'm making profit at the end of every month? And on top of that, am I making sure that the money that I do take in that is staying in the business, or at least I can account for it? Because there's a lot of people that will show a profit at the end of the month, but they still have no money because they have no idea how much money they're pulling out for personal reasons, to pay for stuff that they don't need, wasting money on different things that they don't have, or shouldn't have, rather. So being a profitable mindset is very different because it's one where you have intent with your money, as opposed to my money's going everywhere under the sun. I'm making money, I'm making lots of money, but I just have no idea where it's going. I don't have any, at the end of the day, no idea what's going on. So you want to make sure that you're also not in that survival mode that I mentioned earlier. Because if you're running your business from, hey, I just need to get by, I need to just make $3,000, I need to make $5,000. If that's what your focus is on, then you're going to make those numbers, right? Because that's what you're hustling for and you're working crazy hours to do it. But what's happening is behind the scenes, you're just running around not even aware of if you're profitable or not, or if the actions that you're taking are profitable. You're just spending money to spend money. For example, you might go out and spend $1,000 on some advertising that you think are going to get you money, but you have no idea, no plan of attack of how much you need to get in return to be able to do this. And I've talked about this on other episodes where if you spend, $100 on some advertising, how much do you need to get back to make that profitable? Because that's $100 of profit that you spent, not that you need 100 in sales. If your profit's 10%, you have to do 10 times that just to break even and not necessarily be profitable. Same thing when you go out and you buy tools because you want to do this one job and you spend $500 on those tools, and yes, you're able to charge $500 extra dollars because you can now do this. That doesn't necessarily make it profitable. It just means that you took in $500 extra in sales, not necessarily that you took in $500 extra in profit to be able to offset those tools. And two, if you have tools that just sit around, is that really profitable? Was that the best way for you to spend your money? Could you have rented those? Could you have borrowed those tools, charged the same amount of money, and put in your pocket a lot more profit? It's a mindset. A lot of the profitable badass business owner is a mindset to where everything that you do, you're focused on, is this the right thing for the business? Is this going to help me become more profitable in my business? Now, I'm not saying every single thing that you do has to be profit focused. There's times when you're going to help, a vet and help them out with something and you're not going to make any money, or a struggling mom and help them out. I'm not saying you can't do those things, but the way you can do those things and do even more of those things is because the other 90%, 95, 98% of your business, you are running at a very profitable clip. I mean, I know a local plumber that loves to help out his community and loves to help out different people. But it's because he's running a profitable business behind the scenes. He's able to do that. So I want you to start asking yourself, what's your mindset? Are you in survival mode or are you in profit mode? Are you making sure that, you're dialed in on your pricing and that it's priced for profit? Do you know the fact that, when you go to make a move in your business, whether it has to do with your expenses, your costs, or whatever, that you've thought about going, okay, how does this lead to my business getting better? Does it just lead to sales or does it lead to profitable sales? Because ultimately that's what we want to do. When you go to hire someone, are you just hiring someone because you feel like you're pulling your hair out and you can't make things happen? And meanwhile, you don't realize that you're throwing away all your profit on those people because you didn't think about the fact that, you haven't been counting your money in that. So now you're giving your money to these people and all of a sudden you have to pay them. Either they get paid or you get paid, or you're not getting paid at all, because ultimately you're going to make sure that they get paid. And I found a lot of people that'll do that. They're swimming in being overwhelmed. So they think if they go hire subcontractors or hire employees, that's going to help solve their problem. And it actually makes it worse. And they have even less money because, once again, they didn't think through the profit side of the entire equation. And that's why sales minus cost of goods minus expenses equals profits. You've got to take in consideration all of that. There's people that will show on paper that they had a profitable month, but yet there's no money in the bank. And I've talked about this in the last few episodes. It's because they're taking out money left and right. They pay themselves a salary of, say, $3,000, and they're all proud of themselves. But what they're not counting is all of the personal expenses or the things that have to do with them personally that they've been pulling out here and there from the business that they've been paying. And all of a sudden now they really have taken out $5,000, not $3,000. Not as much as what they thought they were doing, or they're taking $100 withdrawals out of the account because they've got to make things work. There's all kinds of things that I see when I'm talking to people that you can tell they're not really thinking from a profit standpoint. And there's a huge difference when I'm talking to somebody who has profit in mind and the way they talk about their business and the decisions that they make in their business. They're not always perfect. They're not always right, but they are right the vast majority of the time because they've slowed down and they've asked themselves, how does this help me run a more profitable business? Whereas when you're talking to somebody that's in survival mode, you can ask them a question about any piece of their business and their eyes get big. I don't know. Or I did this because of this. And it was more of an emotional reaction versus a gut reaction, emotional reaction, as opposed to, hey, I thought this through and this is what I was expecting to get out of it. They're not always home runs, but at least they slowed down and they thought about it. So when I talk about that profitable small business owner or that badass business owner, it's somebody who is really working hard in their business, but they also have the mindset of, I want to run a profitable business. So one of the things that I really want you to step back and ask yourself is, your first instinct to say, no, I'm out for profit. Are you? I really want you to start paying attention to the things that you do this week and what you do in your business. And are you making decisions based off of instinct, gut, emotion, or are you making decisions based off of what you think will be the most profitable decision? Now, here's another giveaway. If you're not looking at your business numbers and you're not looking at your P&L and you don't even understand what a P&L is or income statement, or you don't even have a clue about what a balance sheet is, things like that, then you're really not a profitable thinking business owner. You might be thinking profits, but you're not using the tools that are available to you through your bookkeeping system to help you run a better business, which is probably why I've been so passionate for all these years about people understanding their profit and loss, because it really does help open their eyes. Matter of fact, we're going to see a lot more training coming up soon on not just the profit and loss, also the balance sheet, but also this other new report that I've never really talked about, but I think we really need to, which is cash flows, which is the statement of cash flows, which shows about how cash is moving in and out of your business and really seeing where your cash is going to help you understand that. So be prepared. There's going to be more of that in the future. Once I get things settled, you'll probably notice a lot of this stuff is missing. I'm in transition right now, but I'm going to really get back to the teaching and training videos that I have on the YouTube channel to really try to help you guys understand better how to be more profitable. This is the time I just want to take a pause and I want to take a thought process and asking yourself, are you an extreme? Don't think profit at all, only think survival, Do you always think profit and, everything you do is profit? But most of you are probably landing somewhere in the middle. You are thinking profit, but you're not necessarily doing all the steps that you need to do. And one of those is, like I said, your numbers are a big part of it, and you need to have your bookkeeping set up. And if you don't have your bookkeeping set up, I highly recommend QuickBooks. I'll have a link down below on that. And if you're looking for a bookkeeper, I'm now doing some bookkeeping to try to help people out and get their books in line so that they can start using their business numbers better and everything else. So ultimately, I want you to be a profitable business owner, okay? I want you to be thinking, how can I have a business that is not only profitable, but these are the steps that I'm taking to be more profitable. These are how I'm going to grow my sales, but I'm going to grow sales that are profitable. When I'm putting packages together or bundles together, how can I make sure that they're profitable? How can I make sure my pricing is? If I'm going to hire someone, how can I make sure that's profitable? If I'm going to spend money in my business, how can I make sure that I stay profitable? How can I make sure that I'm using my numbers to help me become more profitable? All those things that go along with running a profitable business, we're going to really start focusing on that over the growth of this channel, whether it's the podcast or whether it's the YouTube channel. I really want to focus and hone in on that even more. And, the last few months have been a little helter-skelter, and I apologize for that. But like I said, my mom's been sick, and I've been trying to work these in between and haven't really been able to plot things out with what I want to do. And I might need a little bit more time on that, but we're going to really start working and focusing on how do we help you become a more profitable business owner. I really want you guys to just crush it and hit all your goals. And if you want to be huge and big and grow and scale, we're going to help you with that. If you just want to run and maintain what you have, but be as profitable as you can, maybe you want to go from working 80 hours a week down to 60 hours a week, or 60 hours down to 40, or maybe even 30 hours a week. But how can you get the same kind of profit that you have working all those other hours? Those are the kinds of things that we want to talk about. So we're really going to dive into, are you a surviving badass business owner, or are you a profitable mindset badass business owner? And that's really where I want you guys to be. All right, I'm rattling. I need to get out of here, and I will talk to you on the next episode. See you next time. Bye for now.